Now I have a few extra questions which I'll just talk through as well so you can understand the philosophy of this, or you can try pausing the video and then playing it after, see if you agree with my answer. So for this graph here, I can see it repeats after 360. This certainly looks like sine graph, but height is 3 and it goes down to -3, so it's 3 times as big, so this one must be 3 sine x. This also looks like sine. At 0 it's going up and then down. But I can see that I have more graphs in here, so I actually have 1, 2, 3, 4 complete graphs within that period, so this one should be sine of 4x. The height does go from 1 to -1, so I don't need to do any correction there. It starts at the top and then comes down, so this one looks like a cosine graph, but it goes from 5 to -5, so certainly 5 cosine x would be a good start. But also, this only does half of the graph within a 360 period, so this should be 5 cosine of a half x. We have the graph of cosine here, we can see that part. It goes from 2 to 0, so the middle point would actually be 1 for this, so the height is actually correct. It goes 1 up and then 1 down. So actually all that's happened is the whole graph's moved up one place. So this is cosine x plus 1. Now there's 2 possible answers for this one, and the reason there's 2 possible answers for this one is this also looks a little bit like our graph of cotangent, but that's not really what I was thinking of for this question. So this one actually, in relation to tan, what I can see is if I draw the graph of tan in as I know it, then what's actually happened is we flipped it over the x-axis, so that means then that this must be negative tan x. For number 6, I can see certainly the shape of cosine. It goes from the middle point is 5, the top point is 7, and the low point is 3. So the height of this is 2, so I certainly need a 2 cosine x for this. But that's not quite going to work actually. I need a little bit more than that. Now cosine of 0 would be 1, and 2 times 1 is 2. But actually my value is supposed to be 7, so what I actually need to do is I need to add on 5 to this. And that should give me the correct range of values. Now also we know the lowest value for cosine is -1. 2 times -1 is -2, plus 5 gives us that value of 3 there. So that's quite an important question to check when there's more than one operation. They often tend to be a little more difficult. This is another very similar one, because that one is so complicated. I thought I'd come back and do another one. So it's definitely cosine again. The height of this is 3 from the middle to the top and from the middle to the bottom. So we know this is 3 cosine x. And then the highest value for cosine is 1, so 3 times 1 is 3. But I actually want to get to 8. So if I add 5, then that should work nicely. And I can check that this works for the lowest value as well. 3 times -1 is -3. Add on 5 gives us 2. So we know we're looking good for that graph too. And 2 possible answers for this one. This sort of looks half between. This could be a cosine graph, this could be a sine graph. Perhaps not immediately obvious which one it is straight away. I know sine normally starts at 0, so if I was to slide the graph of sine this direction, then this actually would look like sine. So looking at our scale here, these are increments of 10, so this would be 40. So I want to move it 40 to the right. So I could put sine of x minus 40. Now I said there's more than one possible answer. The highest point here is at 130. So I move this one 130 to the right, so I could also have cosine of x. Oops. Forgot to do the opposite as I moved it left and right. So that should be cosine of x minus 130. It would be another possible answer as well. In fact, there's multiple possible answers I could have for this one as well. But we'll leave that one as it is for now.